Fire was proven difficult to extinguish according to officials due to the materials in the plant. Firefighters were using foam to try and douse the flames. The city of Marengo said the water in the city may have had a brown color to it on Thursday due to excess water usage by firefighters. So here's a plant that turned shingles into oil that actually went up in flames. We're going to go ahead and roll the clip now. If you're new here, please go ahead and consider subscribing. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back.
That fire came from an explosion at a building in Marengo just around 11:15 this morning. Crews are still working to put out those flames. Now, it happened at a plant that deals with biofuels.
About 30 people were inside that plant at the time, and tonight everyone is accounted for. We're told no one died, but some people were indeed injured. This happened in Marengo in Iowa County, just off East South Street. The company is located near the Iowa County Fairgrounds. We have team coverage now with reporters tracking the latest in Marengo and the injured being treated in Iowa City. And we're starting near the scene where crews are still on hand right now. It's where KCRG TV9's Brian Tabak is joining us live.
Crews, as you said, continuing to work nearly 11 hours now. You can see flames still coming out of the top of that building as they put water on those flames and the smoke bellowing over the top. Weather conditions also starting to change. It is starting to rain. A little bit of good news for those people, though, who were told to evacuate their homes. Police say it is once again safe to return. Crew after crew. Fire departments, law enforcement, and first responders from across the area came to help put out the fire.
First thought was wondering, how bad it really was and if we were going to be able to get home tonight.
Kimberly Barnes was at work when she learned of the explosion that she might not be able to return home tonight.
I have family members that need meds, so I really just, even if I can just walk into the house long enough to grab a duffel bag full of stuff.
We evacuated several different areas and houses around this due to obviously wind concerns, chemical concerns, and the fire.
Trooper Bob Conrad says these precautions are for safety reasons, considering the plant makes biofuels.
They were working with biofuels and that type of situation, so obviously there are some chemicals in the building. That was our concern. We looked at hazmat, different type of chemicals that would be in that building that we knew about, and even prepare for some that we don't know about.
Barnes got the word that her family could return home around 7:30 Thursday. She's grateful her family's safe and that all the surrounding communities have stepped up to help.
Big thing is just, pull together. Watch out for your neighbors. I mean, that's all we really can do.
Police are still asking people to avoid South Street near the plant. They say they understand people want to come and see what's going on, but they still have crews, like you can see behind us, still attempting to put out that fire. Flames still coming out of the top as crews continue to put water on that fire. Live in Marengo, Brian Tabak, KCRG TV9 News.
And as we've mentioned, we know at least 10 people were hurt in that explosion and taken to University of Iowa hospitals and clinics. KCRG TV9's Becky Phelps has the hospital's response. She joins us now live from our newsroom. Becky?
Beth, as of tonight, no one died in that explosion, but one person is reported as severely injured. UIHC received between 10 and 15 people hurt in the explosion. 5 of them came by ambulance. What most people had Dr. Teresa Brennan described as mild or moderate injuries. Some of those patients have been discharged, but the hospital wouldn't provide exact numbers, citing privacy laws. UIHC says staff treated this explosion as a mass casualty event. That's something the hospital says it's always preparing for, and staff went through such a training exercise just a few days ago.
We're well prepared to take these patients and any patients that came, and we're really grateful for our team to have been so dedicated to this emergency response.
Dr. Brennan says staff worked quickly to make room for patients from the Marengo explosion and that they were prepared for more patients than they ended up seeing.
Mobilization during an emergency is what we do best, even in a time when staffing is challenging. Our team did a great job of trying to move patients out of the ER. Our ER, as you know, is routinely full.
UIHC has the only burn treatment center in the state of Iowa officially verified by the American Burn Association and the American College of Surgeons. It treats hundreds of people every year. Family members with questions about loved ones can call UIHC at 319-356-1616 for more information. Live in the newsroom, Becky Phelps, KCRG TV 9 News.
Thank you, Becky. Property records, that is, show a company called Heartland Crush is who owns the building, but another company, C60, operates the business inside it. And KCRG TV 9's Ethan Stein shows us what that company says it does.
The company claims it's able to reduce America's carbon footprint from turning shingles on a roof to crude oil. In this video, the company posted online, it compares its process to a washing machine. The company says it puts the shingle into a machine, adds a solution, and then gets oil, fiberglass, and sand. Its founder says this process was created after 7 years of work and investments worth millions. C60 calls it American ingenuity and innovation at its best. SEC documents say the company incorporated in 2020. Its principal place of business is near Pueblo, Colorado. According to a job posting for a general manager for the site, the company started operations this year. The company says its patent is pending for its process of turning shingles on a roof to oil. The company's founder admits many are skeptical of his ability to create crude oil from roof shingles and has criticized regulating agencies. In the newsroom, Ethan Stein, KCRG TV 9 News.
Once again, at least 10 people were hurt during a building explosion this morning in Marengo. It happened at a biodiesel plant operated by C60, a company that says it converts roof shingles into biodiesel and other products. At least 30 people were inside that business at the time of the explosion. UIHC received 10 to 15 of them, and that hospital says most had mild to moderate injuries. One person has severe injuries. No one died. As of tonight, it's not clear what caused the explosion. Law enforcement did evacuate nearby homes, but within the last few hours, that evacuation order was dropped and people could return home. We'll have the latest on the fallout from this explosion on KCRG.com, as well as on the TV 9 Morning News. We did hear from many of you today about this.
So the fire is still slow burning. As of now, I would just highly suggest staying out of the area. And if you are close to the area and you have been granted to go back into your homes, if you do have like air purifiers, it will be great. This will be a great time to put those on. Also, definitely use filtered or bottled water. Definitely don't use the water out of your faucet unless you have it filtered. I'm glad to hear that people was released from the hospital, and anybody that is still suffering, hopefully that they have a speedy recovery. As of late last night, Thursday night, they were still continuing to put out this fire. Now, this was a big fire. If you have to travel through this area for, let's say, work or business, definitely try to take a alternative route, just because there's a lot of chemicals in the air. It is a biofuel factory, so it's definitely a hazmat situation. They're monitoring the air quality and water quality. So if someone have asthma, they should definitely stay away from this area. Any problems with their lungs or breathing, definitely stay away from this area. Well, there's the report on another plant going up in flames. I want to thank you all for tuning in today's video. If you like today's video, please go ahead and consider subscribing. And if you've been here before, I want to thank you all for coming back. This is Shauna, and I'm checking out from Moments with Us. Make sure you all stay prepped, stay blessed, and stay safe. And most of all, remain beautiful queens and kings. Until next video, I am out. Peace.